Okay, you guys, let's do this. It's going to be so professional. Like, so professional. Here we go. Well, welcome to the Life Support Podcast with your hosts, Michele VanDusen and June Colson, a couple of clean comedians who support each other and others through comedy's wacky and winding roads. I hope you're ready. Get set. Let's go. Since podcasts have a catchy tune, we wrote this song for Michele and June. Clean comedians are best friends too. Oh, so good. And you never know what they'll say or do. Here we go, sing with me on Life Support, with Michele who's really short. We'll have a ball, with June who's really tall. They have fun, interviewing comedians on Life Support, with Michele who's really short. Now it's time to start Life Support.
The Life Support Podcast is brought to you by the Hot Breath Comedy Network.
Wow, give yourself a round of applause. Woo! That was magic. Welcome to the award-winning Life Support Podcast. I don't know what that was. I'm June Bug Colson here with Michele with the 1L, Trisha's sister, Rhonda Colson, Corey's friend. Don't call me Shelly. Michele with the horse VanDusen. What are you showing me?
It's a puzzle that I put together over the Christmas break, and It's pretty cool because it's just very vibrant colors. But then, I don't know if you can see, but some of the pieces actually look like other animals. So there's an owl and a rabbit and a puppy and a butterfly.
So those are pieces. I thought like once you put the puzzle together, maybe that was just a design on the back of the paper or whatever. But those little creatures are actually puzzle pieces as well.
Yeah.
Look, if you hold it straight up to your face, hold it. Wait, turn it around. Okay, a little bit closer to the camera. A little closer. A little closer. Okay, up higher. Okay. Oh, wait. No. I'm trying to line it up with your neck. It looks like your face. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, there. Wait. Okay. Oh, right there. Push it towards the camera a tiny bit. Okay,
you know what? No, we're done.
I need to line it up for perfection, or like I can't move on in my brain today. It was pretty close though. I'm gonna go back and take a screenshot when it was like close enough. Hey, I have something artsy too. You want to see my art? Look at
Ooh, that is pretty.
This morning.
Okay, now hold it up closer to your face, and then line up your neck and up. That's
perfect, isn't it? Look, wait.
Okay, did you
There's two.
Ooh, did you make those?
I did. So these were paintings. So what I like to do is I like to get like old paintings from Goodwill and things like that are on it's not dry. Oh no.
Okay, for our listeners, June is holding these quote unquote painted picture frames, and her fingers are now covered in what color is that? Black? Silver?
It's green. There's green and there's blue.
It's all over her hand. It's on her palm. It's hilarious. So you're gonna
I'm making it worse. The more I touch it, the worse it gets. Okay. Anyway, Happy New Year. Is 2025 starting out so weird? It's starting out so weird. Okay. So now I have paint. On my fingers. And that's okay. I can fix that because I wasn't done. The lighter shade in the background, I was still going to add to it. I don't know. I may leave it because it'll just be a good memory of how that oopsie just happened. But no, I like to get like paintings from Goodwill and things like that have an image that I like, but maybe not the colors that I like, and that's on a more of a canvas and less of like a print, and then I paint it to be like what I want it to be. So I have several pictures that I've done that with that I just I just repainted. But these were my grandmother's, so this is a little bit different. This wasn't from a thrift shop. I've had these since my grandmother passed away. The date on the back of these.
So the frame is what you're painting, or you're painting the picture too?
No, I paint the picture.
Okay, so it's kind of like a paint by number because there's already a design there, or are you just coming up with those designs?
No, the design is already there.
And you're just improving it. Okay,
I just make it what I want it. So I'll add to it. I may add some different flowers or I'm trying to think of what I have. Oh, in the other room, like I added like a navy wine bottle in the background of a picture in the back because I wanted it to go with some navy stuff that I had in my dining room. And so anyway, I use oil paints that take a long time to dry, obviously. And I just make them what I want them to be. It's funny, we were talking about Chicago. This thing came from Chicago, Illinois. They were, I bet you can find them if I Googled them. They have stickers on the back that says she got them from the Intercraft Industry Corp. And it was in Chicago, Illinois on Clybourne Avenue. Clybourne, Clybourn.
Yeah, Clybourne.
Is it Clay? There's no A. It's CLY, Cly.
Clybourne? I don't know.
No,
sounds
Clay.
Like
anyway.
We have a comedian friend he's Clybourne, right? Cox.
Yeah, Clybourne Cox. We've had him on here before, haven't we?
We have.
We had Clybourne on here. We have. He's hilarious. But yeah. So anyway, Chicago. We were talking about Chicago today. Once again, my husband got hung up at the Chicago airport. And ended up having to rent a car and drive his clients to Wisconsin during a snow and ice storm of epic proportions in the country this week. So that was super fun. All while getting up, he got up at 4:00 yesterday morning to just drive to Nashville airport, meet his customers, and they were all just going to fly and have a great day into Wisconsin. But things change, Michelle. Things change, which is going to bring us to just remember weather, because we're going to come back to weather a little bit later, aren't we?
Well, did you know that Wisconsin used to have the Jelly Belly factory? And I found out not that long ago that it closed, but it closed a while ago. I know. I'm like, because when we would go up north, then we would stop at the Jelly Belly factory, get a tour, and then get a little sample, and then buy stuff in the shop. And that didn't have, they closed. And it reminded me of, because you said Chicago and then driving up to Wisconsin. And that was actually my mother-in-law gave us for Christmas, the household. I don't know. Maybe it was just for me. We don't know. But it was a box of the different types of jelly beans from Jelly Belly, where you can, if you put 2 or 3 together, and then it's supposed to taste like something else, like recipes, like a little recipe box. But yeah, I never do that. I never put them together. I just went, okay, I like this one. I like that. I don't like that.
Did your boys ever get the like the Dare one?
The Bean Boozle ones?
Bean Boozle, is that what it was called? Where it was like, did it taste like earwax or something? Like it was supposed to be disgusting, and they dared each other to. No.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
my kids got it, but no.
You don't know what you're getting, because one of them, so they're going to look identical, and like let's say one is green apple and one is grass, but you don't know which one you have. So that's the whole thing behind Bean Boozle, is who gets the bad one. So you taste it, and one's like, oh, this is good. The other one's like, bleh, bleh. They're spitting it out. So that's where that comes from. So
this is why my kids always won that game, because like it's kind of like my cooking. It kind of looks like it might be spaghetti, but it tastes like burnt shoe leather. I don't know. It's kind of that makes sense. All right. Well, Happy New Year. And we got through the Christmas holiday, and I know you went and saw Christmas lights. You had a lot of fun adventures during Christmas. What was let's see, what was a favorite gift? Doesn't have to be the favorite gift, but like, what's a gift that you received that you love so much, and what is something you did with your family that you enjoyed?
Oh, that is a great question.
Okay, you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna edit that out.
Welcome to a deja vu episode. The Laugh Support Podcast. Michelle, okay, so there's going to be an awkward pause. There was an awkward pause. Let's talk about that. There was just an awkward pause in the podcast because I asked Michelle about her favorite gift. And then she says, oh, I can pause the broadcast. And you did, Michelle. And I was so excited about the technology that we were utilizing. It was so exciting. And then you came back and it all fell apart. It all fell
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. I do know how to edit that out, but at least now we've learned something new in this new year, that you cannot pause and have the intro video automatically queued up, because when you unpause, it automatically starts again.
Yes.
So that's going to be something I'm going to have to figure out.
Our
Anyway,
listeners love that song, so it's just great that maybe you cut it out or not. Maybe they just love listening to it
I'm
2
gonna
times.
cut it out. I don't want to lose listeners. I want them.
Okay.
I want them to stay. And the thing is, though, I did notice though your mic didn't mute during that time frame. So always
No,
make
it
sure.
did. It did. And I was like yelling for a long time. And then I realized,
Oh,
I'm
then you
muted. And so I unmuted it and started yelling at you
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
because it entertained me. Okay. So hold on.
Because our song is too long. Okay, I said it.
Redo. And we're back. Michele. So we got through Christmas.
Yeah.
And my major question that I asked was, one, favorite gift, or one of your favorite gifts. So like if you show a gift, somebody else might be like, well, I thought you loved mine the most. And two was something you did with your family. So let's start with the gift that just wrecked our podcast. Dun, da, da, da. Who would have thought it would be Legos? Tell us about it.
I know. So this is the Starry Night by Legos. And look at the back side. Even if you don't look at the front, the back is just as cool. My mother-in-law gave this to me, and I put it together as soon as I possibly could because, I love Legos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 3D, so it's so cool. There, you can see it now kind of in the background. It's a 3D model. So that I absolutely love. So that's first and foremost. That was so much fun.
Yep.
This year.
I don't mean to correct you.
What?
But you said that is Starry Night by Legos.
Yeah.
You realize Legos didn't create Starry Night. It was Vincent Van Gogh, Michele. I don't mean to correct you. But maybe you didn't hear what I said. I get it, Vincent Van Gogh. You didn't hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm brilliant.
Vincent,
I'm a brilliant comedian, and you gave me no credit for that.
Little Vincent is right here. He's right here drawing it. You can see his little easel, and so he's drawing it, and then that's anyway. So yes, I didn't hear you.
My son dates a very lovely girl. I've probably said her name on the podcast before, but I'll try not to say girlfriend's names on here without their permission. But anyway, she is one of the coolest people ever. And when she was like a kid, she dressed up for Halloween as Vincent Van Gogh with the painting and everything. That's so, all these little girls are, wearing whatever costumes that are popular that year. And this girl was rocking Vincent Van Gogh. As soon as I learned that, I was like, yeah, I like her. I like this girl. She's pretty awesome.
Very cool.
It's beautiful. It's one of your prettiest, don't you think? One of your prettiest Legos. When you showed me that, I love
vibrant, the colors. So, yeah. And I don't know, you can see like it's those several layers, so when it pops out, it pops.
So it's 3D. Is there difficulty levels to Legos? Like, is there? I mean, I'm sure there is.
Yes.
But how do they identify like how difficult? Is it like a number system where you're like, this is, difficulty level 5 or whatever? What was that?
June, you should stick with the Duplo sets. You'll be fine. Okay, you're welcome.
It's just because I can't swallow them, and because they're too big for me to.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks for looking at Michele. Was it hard? Was it like difficult to put together?
No, it wasn't. You just have to be able to follow the directions and do it. Now, because some of the colors are real similar, and then the instructions go by the colors, sometimes it's hard to tell the color so I had to lay it all out separate colors and then go from there anyway. But no, Legos they make it very easy to put together. They have very good instructions, and then they have the bag, bag number 1, and then what you're going to do in bag 2, then 3, then 4, so they have labels and all that kind of stuff. So it's sometimes it's very easy, and other times it is a little difficult. Good lighting is always important, and then of course having a Lego brick separator. But they put it in the bigger sets. One of them comes with it. And these are great because if you get something stuck together, you can put it under to get it out, or on top, or you can wedge it this way or wedge it that way. Or if you have stickers you want to put on, you use this to apply it. I mean, so the Lego brick separator is a fabulous tool. So
that's therapy for you, isn't it? Like I really think that's a form of therapy for you. It's just a mental escape. And then I think you get a dopamine hit from the completion of it, right?
Yeah.
Like you get, like, when it's done, this is something that you've created. Do you keep them together, or do you break them up and put them back in the box and do it again? Is it like a puzzle? Like, how does that? I don't understand the Lego mind, because it takes attention and focus to be able to do that. I paint a picture and then I touch it before it's dry. That's how much attention.
Yeah, because you don't. That's a really good question. Some sets I keep together all the time. Like I have one above my head, which I'm not going to show you. And it's the A-frame cabin log house that's set together. And then there's a Volkswagen Bug up there. And then I have a big Lego guy on my desk that faces me. But like I just took apart all of the Christmas Legos. I had them all out for Christmas, and so I just put them all back in their boxes, all snug until next November. And then I'm going to invite my son over, probably a couple of sons, and then we'll just build all the Christmas decor again. So some sets I keep together and others I tear down. When I had the Roman Colosseum, which is a huge thing. It's like, 2 feet by 3 feet or something. It's really big, and it's, I don't know, 2 feet tall maybe or less. Anyway, when I found out I was gonna be a grandparent, I was like, oh, I can't display this one, because it was kind of a center thing in our living room. And I'm like, so I had to take that all apart. So that's in my closet. In fact, if anyone wants to buy it, you're more than welcome to.
You would sell it?
I would. Yeah, I would totally sell it. I'm also,
trade it. I bet there's Lego trade groups. This podcast is so much about comedy, I can't even wrap my brain around it. But I'm like, here's what I think though, because before the thought falls out of my brain, I think that you should do like shorts, like not like how you live your life, but like YouTube shorts with other comedians, because I bet there's a lot of comics that Legos is their therapy. I bet there's a lot of comedians who love Legos.
You think so?
Yes, I bet there is. I bet if we put it out there on a group and just said, and if you just did like a 5-minute segment with like comedian so-and-so and their latest Legos, or their favorite Lego, or their Lego creation. Yeah, comics don't get asked about their Legos very often, but I guarantee there's comedians that love building with Legos, and you could be the comic who just does shorts about comedians and their Legos.
So what I'm hearing is I can change my entire background and just have a whole Lego wall.
Yes.
And go from there. Okay.
I think you could do that for our podcast if you wanted to have a background that was just a wall of Legos. Like that's your personality. So
I got rid of a lot of, I moved all this stuff out of the way from when I have the wider shot. But I am going to probably put the Starry Night behind me for sure, because it's so pretty and so vibrant. And my granddaughter's not allowed to really be in my office without me. So I'll have that out. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But yes, it is very, I do like the completing a set, and I like having it because then it just feels like things in my brain got organized. It's kind of like on New Year's Eve, I like doing a puzzle, and I like making sure that the puzzle is complete before the new year begins. It just kind of organizes, all those kind of things. And it is very cathartic and relaxing. And you can have podcasts on in the back. You can have, Hallmark movies or whatever on the back, that you don't really care about. It's just noise.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to think about it, but that way you can just kind of like piece together like what's happening, and you just see a bigger picture when you're done. And that's what I love about it. I love, especially since we're going from, a full year. I was very busy this past year to what am I doing this year? And I'm stepping into some new things. So, or newer things. It's things I haven't done in a long time.
Yes. We're going to talk about that. Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of, so our Christmas was very relaxing. It was very family oriented. I did receive quite a few Legos, actually. My children, like, I got a peacock way up there in the bird section from my son and his fiance, and used to be girlfriend, now it's fiance. And then which I love that. I'm like, yay. So can't wait for it to be like, and his wife. And then I got an off-brand Lego. Me and off-brand Legos, right? June, you gave me some.
I know. And you bring it up all the time, Michele. I would like to point out the fact that I bought you something because I thought it was pretty and I thought you would like it. And you don't ever just say that gift you gave me. You always say that off-brand Lego. What is it? Is off-brand.
And it's beautiful. In fact, you know what? Because when the spring happens, that will be coming back out because it's flowers. So my flower collection.
But you started to say, you know how I feel about off-brand.
Yeah, you know how I feel about them. Yeah, you know how I feel about them. Anyway, so
tell me, Michele, how did you feel about the gift I got you? I'd like to know. Just tell me, really. Like, don't hold back about the off-brand Lego.
Typically, I'm like, I don't think so. But the flowers that you gave me, I love. Yes. And this off-brand Lego that my son and his wife gave me, I love, because it's Jesus. And it's a cross, and it's like a little blockhead looking Jesus, and the cross lights up. So when it's closer to Easter, I'll pull that one out because, oh my gosh, I put that together first. I'm like, this is brilliant. So
you were okay with an off-brand?
Yeah, I'm okay with 2 off-brand Lego sets. So there you go. They're both coming out.
You couldn't insult the Jesus one. It's fine. I just wanted to give you flowers that wouldn't die. That's all I was trying to do. That would last forever. And now we know how you feel about them. And Michele, we're going to move on before I get upset about it. So your family, you got to relax. Nope, Michele.
I like them.
I'm emotionally moving on. I may have to go paint something for therapy to get over this pain that you've caused me today. But you had a very chill. I know you went and saw some Christmas lights, things like that. What was your favorite thing you did with your family?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. We all, my son and his wife decided that, this year we need to all have the same kind of pajamas. So everybody came over in their pajamas, and we had, we opened gifts first, then we had our meal because it wasn't quite finished, cooking. I think it was like, I don't even know what we had. It was all in the crock pot. So it wasn't a lot of to do. It was very laid back, very relaxing, just with the family. And I'm kind of surprised this year we didn't do any painting, because normally, like I have all those paint sets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That, then you just pull them out and you paint for an hour or whatever. We didn't do that this year, which was interesting. Oh, here's my favorite gift that we gave.
Yes.
Was to our granddaughter. And it was a little mini trampoline with a bar, so she can hold the bar and she just bounces and bounces and bounces. Yes. Yeah. So I'm thinking we need to get a second one so we can have one at our house when she's over. And then, because that one went home with them. So yeah, it was just a really lovely time. So yeah, we enjoyed that. And then New Year's, we didn't do diddly squat. Like, we chilled. We have a standing invitation to go to a party every year. And I was this close to like, okay, let's do it. But I was trying to organize my Legos, and I looked at my living room. I thought, I can't leave this. I can't walk away from this mess knowing I'm going to come back to this mess first thing this year. So I had to stay. I had to stay and do it. So, but then we went shopping right after Christmas. You ever do that? Go to the day after shopping? That's better than Black Friday.
I think I've done that before. What I generally do is holiday decor. So like right after Easter, then I'll go buy decorations for the next Easter. Same thing for Christmas. I go buy. So yeah, I did that. I went to a store called Ollie's and I got a couple Christmas lights. Like one is about the size of Reggie and it's a dog and he has little antlers and it's one of those kind of fuzzy ones that I'll actually like put around my Christmas tree, like indoors. And I bought like stuff to like flowers and things like that to do the decoration for my mom's grave for next year because I decorate every year. But we dealt with a grave robber this year, like not mom, her body's still there, but the saddle on her grave, someone stole the saddle off the top of her grave. Like, okay, let me tell you, it didn't blow off.
What is a saddle on a grave? Because I know a saddle on a horse.
Yeah, it's just like a saddle on a horse. Like anybody who goes by, they can hop on it if they want to just, Michelle, come on.
No, what is a saddle on a grave?
It's like a floral saddle. It basically has foam down the center and it has metal curved legs with like rubber bumpers on the bottom of them
for your flowers
for the top of the grave. So you
for
the headstone. So it slips over the top of the
like
headstone.
The thing that hangs, like if you're sitting on your couch and you have that little thing that hangs over and you have your remote in it. So it just kind of drapes over it. So it's a saddle. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so someone took that? What?
Someone took it off the top of mom's grave. Yeah. Which they're like, I don't know, $25 at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever to buy the foam, like things to purchase. There's a reason why flower arrangements are expensive. Generally, I'll try to, my mom was a big thrift store, and like a bargain hunter type of person. So sometimes I'll buy flowers from like the thrift store, places like that. And then I'll just kind of save up different florals for whatever the next season is. But anyway, I went by and I was going to grab the saddle off the grave. And then it has the little vases on the end of her grave. And I was going to grab those and just redo those for the winter. And so, so the day after Christmas, I went and bought like a bunch of Christmas flowers for the next year. And then there was a lot of them that were like the golds and the white and the silver sparkles. So I'm doing a winter floral arrangement to go on top of it. So it'll have snowflakes on it and little, she ain't there. She don't care. But my dad will stop by and visit. So she decorated for every single holiday. I decorate for every single holiday. And so, I just go and purchase those but yeah, that's what I did the day after. So I get it. There's lots of sales. Most of my decorations for the next holiday season came from the year before. So it's kind of fun because then I put them in the Christmas tote for next year. And then when I open the tote, it's been a year. So I forgot what I bought the day after on clearance. And I opened it up and I'm like, that's my first gift of the year is something I purchased myself the year before. I bought a lot of 4th of July stuff for this year. So I'm excited about it. But at the dollar store, they do like 75% off, 90% off. Yeah. So I get a lot of like really good decorations the day after. It's slim pickings, but it's a few pieces that I always enjoy the next year. Yeah.
That's very, very cool. Now, are you the kind of person that you buy different colored totes or are they see-through totes?
I would buy see-through totes if were cheap, but totes are expensive. So I buy whatever totes are on clearance for like $5 and $7. This year, Sam's Club had their big black totes with the yellow tops on them for like $7. So deal because you can't see inside of them. But I do painter's tape on the front of them, and I label on the painter's tape what it is, with a Sharpie. And then if later I purge or donate or do whatever, I'll just pull the painter's tape off and make a new label and slap on the front of it so I know what's inside of it.
I had Ross buy some red and green totes from Walmart. They were like $3 or something. They were very inexpensive. And I put my Christmas Legos in those. So I know that those are the sets I get. It's the first time I've ever done that, to organize my Legos according to the season.
Yes.
In the closet. So
here's what happened to me. One year I got like orange for Halloween. I got some orange totes or whatever. And so what happens is like, I'm like emptying out, and then it ends up pushed to the next season. So I'm like emptying out, and then I'm putting up the next decorations, but I end up somehow switching the holidays. So every, so the tote started as Halloween, and then it ended up with some Christmas stuff in it, and then it ended up with some Valentine stuff in it. And now it's all the way to Easter decorations. So I'm not good at being organized. Okay, let's talk comedy. So you're about to start a new adventure.
Yeah.
You've already kind of begun it. So let's talk about that, and then we'll wrap this episode up. Okay. So we'll end it with comedy because it's laugh support. So whatever. This is about Legos and Christmas decorations. You are kind of doing something new, but you're also doing something that you've done before. Just revamped. So talk about it. Where are you going to be?
So I this month I will be doing this month and next month. So January and February I'll be working at a local Christian, so it'll be a private school, on an after school comedy club. And so we're going to have 5 sessions, and then we're having a performance for an assembly. So I'll go in and do an assembly first to kind of introduce the whole thing. The kids have already been signing up because the sign up was already happening. This teacher that invited me in, I worked with years ago, like 2011, maybe.
Yeah.
2010, 11, 12, somewhere in there. At Disney Elementary, where I had the after school comedy club and the all school writing program kind of a thing happening. So what she's been doing in her classrooms, she has one of her students is the class jokester, and they do the joke of the day every day in their class. So she's like, I want to bring you in for our school. So with that being said, I'm doing the Finding Your Funny comedy course, and I got this paper. So now I'm making little pamphlets, to put together their workbooks and stuff. So they have stuff they got to fill out and do. And I'm so happy because I finally got 2 sections on one page. Like I'm like, yay. Anyway, because that was a whole process last night, trying to size things. And so they're going to walk away with a workbook that they work in. They'll do their homework in there, their comedy homework, like observe and report kind of a thing. And they get to do their mind maps in there, and they get to write their jokes in there, and then they'll present it to their school. So it'll be exciting. And their parents, I think their parents are going to come, are invited to come. Yeah. So that's, and I it's just been a while since I've worked with kids like this.
Yeah.
And when I did it at Disney, it was 3rd grade through 6th grade. This is going to be 3rd grade through 12th grade. So yes. So I don't actually know what age group that I'm having. And so that was kind of a hard thing when I was trying to put some stuff together. I thought, because I have like a set of comedy terms that's broken down for elementary age.
Yeah.
And then I have a set of comedy terms that are meant for older. And so it's like, which one do I? So I can't put that in. I can't assemble anything until I know exactly who signed up, kind of a thing. So it's just, it's a little extra little, I got to be on my toes kind of a deal, so it's exciting, and we're going to do it. So
it's going to be great. They're going to love you. And that's just such a unique way to learn a lot of things, just public speaking and creativity and just exploring the world a little bit differently. A lot of times the comedians, the younger kids, middle school through high school, the ones that are on their radar are not necessarily clean comedians. So they don't understand how that works. So you're going to be able to teach them that. And you're just such a light and so much fun to be around. That's going to be awesome. If I live close by, I would sit in the back of the room and I'd be like, I'd heckle you. I would just be in the back. I would be
if
like,
you lived close by, you would be working with me.
I know I would. I know. I definitely would be. I was doing whatever I could to to help you out.
To reproduce this kind of a thing. So like I want to do a couple of test runs, and see how well this workbook will work in a classroom setting kind of a deal. And then be like, okay, hey, teachers, here is a resource, that you can use. Cause like that was another thing too, was trying to write how much information do I need to put on that page versus how much we're going to be talking about in front of them,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so there we have it. And I would love
to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot because this is a different way than you did it before, but it's going to be amazing. And I would be there. I would help you. I would put packets together and cheer you on if I was close by. I'll be cheering you on from here. I can't wait to hear how awesome it is. And what a cool school to open their doors to something, just thinking outside of the box in a way that is exciting and different and fun for the students. So I love it.
I'm really excited about this because this is like the third time we've tried to launch this.
Yeah.
Before it was for some other schools, and then my mom got sick, so I had to cancel all of that. And then we tried it again, and then 2020 happened, so like that was a whole nother thing. So it was just all these little things. So now it's like this is the time. 2025 is the time. So I'm really excited. And during this whole session, because we're going to meet on Mondays, one of the days I'm not going to be there. So it is going to be, the teacher's going to run all of it, which is fine because she's, she knows what she's doing. Because that Monday, you and I are going to be in Texas.
That's right. Yep. We're booked, baby. We're booked. We got our hotel. I've got my flight. You've rented your car. We're ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
Yep. Because we're going to the 52nd annual ICVM Crown Awards ceremony. And it's going to be held at the NRB 2025 at the Gaylord Hotel in Texas.
Put on your walking shoes, man. Those resorts and hotels, the Gaylord, oh my gosh, that's huge.
Really?
It's absolutely huge. Yeah. So put on the walking shoes. Big shout out to Ken Davis, the episode that got us in the finals, recognized for this potential award or whatever.
Nominees.
Yes, nominees. Sorry, I don't know what the word is. The nomination was received because of a podcast with the amazing Ken Davis, and I pulled up some of his comedy videos on YouTube the other day, and so I've just listened to a little bit here and there in the background while I'm working. He's just such a brilliant,
he's so good
comedian, amazing person, such a good friend, and so it's awesome to to have that episode be the one, and hopefully we'll get to see. I saw our friend Jason Earls, his comedy special is nominated. Our friend TC Stallings, his documentary, is nominated as well. So maybe we'll get to see them at the award ceremony. So it's going to be awesome. Hey, you know what? Let's go to the tip of the day. Yes, it's going to be in February that we're there. And so the tip of the day is to know whether or not.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so I just did a comedy club show at the end of the year, like very end of the year. And, we factor in time changes. Mm-hmm. We factor in the distance we have to travel. And we factor in like, how early do I want to be there before this show? Mm-hmm. But one thing, you're traveling more than an hour from your home, is you need to know whether or not the weather is going to have an effect on your travel. Yes. And sometimes we don't think about that, right? So this particular trip, fortunately, I had my stuff together. I was ready to rock and roll. Locally, we were expecting some rain. This was only about 2 hours from my home. We got about 30 minutes outside of Clarksville, Tennessee, and it was tornado warnings, flooding rain, couldn't see the side of the road, like absolutely insane. Fortunately, I was ready early. I wanted to get there extra early. And then in the contract that I received, they required you to be there an hour before the show began.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So anyway, no matter what you're doing, if you're driving, if you're traveling, not just paying attention to time change. We've talked about that before where comedians got hiccups, but you need to know whether or not that weather is going to be different in the location you're going to than the location that you're coming from, because it was a game changer. Unfortunately, I paid attention to that. And we know last February, I didn't know whether or not I was going to make it from Kentucky to Indiana because a freak snowstorm popped up. I was driving the Camry, and it was one of the worst drives I've ever had in my life. Like, if not for the grace of God, right? I made it to the location that I was going to, but a lot of people, there were so many wrecks. It was horrible. So that's just my friendly weather girl reminder that as we are in the winter, definitely pay attention to what the weather is like, not just where you're at, but also where you're going.
Yeah, that's really, really important. So that is a great tip. Because right now it's freezing here. It is so cold. How cold is it? It's so cold. I knew the weather was going to be like, it was going to be a cold winter. Well, because winters are typically cold. I knew it was going to be colder. And so I had Ross enclose my back porch, right? Because it was a screened in porch. So then I had him enclose it. But we were looking at materials on doing it. It was going to be really expensive. And like, you know what? Let's just get some plastic and let's just, staple it up just to cover it. Yeah, because I didn't want to bring my plants inside, because once my plants have been outside, I don't bring them in because the spiders and bugs and stuff. So I'm like, let's keep them, in a spot. And the garage section it's too hard to get to. Anyway, but I'm like, I need to keep my plants warm, because the weather, it's been cold. So I've been leaving the light on all night. So it's just basically the back of our house, like a glowing plastic thing. Our neighbor was walking the other day, her dogs, and she stopped Ross and she goes, so, what are you growing back there? He's like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, you leave your lights on, and behind that plastic. And I was like, oh no. She's like, I don't care what you're growing. I'm just wondering, what are you growing? And I was like, wait, what? She thinks we're doing drugs back here? No.
Not doing them, growing them.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you get your profit, Michelle.
Yeah. So you know what I've done? I now put a space heater in there and I turned off the light. So I'm like, no, I just want my plants to be warm. I don't want anyone thinking I'm growing any other kind of plants than what I've got my avocado plant. I got my pineapple plant, plants, yard plants.
Vegetables, we're growing fruits and vegetables. They had a whole different thing in mind. I knew, people got their eye on you guys. Those VanDusens, they're a little sketchy in that neighborhood. So
right.
I just wonder, that's hilarious. You never know what someone's thinking about you, and it comes from their own personal point of reference a lot of times. So it's like, I don't know, what you got growing in your house?
Yeah. Well, then I thought about it. I thought, wait, hold up. Because when those tents kind of appear in people's backyards, it's usually a tent in someone's backyard, not attached to the house. I'm like, come on. That's where the meth is done, is in these tents.
Yes. How you know that, Michelle?
Nope, we don't do meth. Not at all. I don't even do math. I don't do math. I don't do meth. I'm out on the M's.
Yes. Except for the M&Ms.
It just hit my head when you said, know the weather or not. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah. We went from, just check the forecast to Michelle doesn't do math. That's pretty much, listen, friends, that's what you should expect from Laugh Support in this final part of season 5 in 2025. Okay. So we have coming up, we had promised people that we wanted to do more panels.
Yes.
So coming up in a future episode, we've got a comedy panel. So that's going to be super exciting. We got a lot of great guests that are on the horizon for 2025. So I am so excited, Michelle, to be continuing season 5 with you in Laugh Support. And I can't wait to see what happens in Texas next month. So we'll definitely keep our listeners updated. Friends, please follow us at the Laughs, or you can email us if you want to talk to us at the Laughs Up, right, at gmail.com. And then also like us, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at the Laugh Support Podcast. You want to follow my great friend, Michele VanDusen, at Michelle's Comedy And you can follow me. Everything is a June Bug comedy. I don't mean to brag, but yesterday on Instagram, 1,000 followers. I reached 1,000 followers only because it was a goal of Leslie Rob's, not mine. It wasn't my goal. Leslie Robb, it was her goal. She saw me at 999 and she had a snow day from school and she dedicated her day to getting me 1 follower. So we did it. We did. It takes a village. It takes a village.
I was wondering where my 1 follower went. Now I know.
Yes, they left you. They came to me. Welcome to June Bug's Comedy. All right, that's it for this episode of Laugh Support Podcast. VanDusen, are we doing? I hate to say dumb jokes.
Well,
no, I don't. Are you doing a dumb joke?
It's a question for you. Do you know why cats eat fur balls?
Why, Michelle?
Because they love a good gag.
No. Okay, whatever. That's it for this episode of Laugh Support Podcast. As always, Jesus and June Bug loves you. And VanDusen, tell them goodbye.
You guys, thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Tune in next time. Bye-bye.